And this is the Entertainment Execution Layer Podcast. And in this episode, we'll be talking about the not-so-classic, nor cult-classic film, The Hollywood Knights. This movie came out in the 1980s, and the best way to describe it is American Graffiti meets Porky's. It centers around a car club who likes to hang out at a drive-in called Tubby's. This car club likes playing pranks and giving the local government officials headaches. And their foils are two bumbling cops who bumble their way through the entire night, making an even worse mess than the actual Hollywood Knights themselves. The movie takes place over the course of Halloween night 1965. Tubby's is about to get closed down by the stick-in-the-ass government officials who want the Hollywood Knights to be gone in order to set up, I think, like a condo or something. Well, of course, the Hollywood Knights has a lot of steam to blow off in the course of this night. And boy, are they gonna wreak havoc. There are a couple of famous faces that are portraying the Hollywood Knights. Tony Danza being the big one, and Robert Wuhl is also in it, and the debut of Michelle Pfeiffer as Tony Danza's girlfriend. Alright, I did some checking on the plot. It wasn't a condo that they're setting up, but an office building. And I'm talking about the stupid governmental heads who are destroying Tubby's and the Hollywood Knights on their night of rampaging pranking. They also have an initiation that they have set up for 4 new recruits. That's a subplot. Now, for some of the pranks that the Hollywood Knights participated in this movie. First off, they crash a pep rally, take a local nerd hostage. New Bomb Turk, who is played by Robert Wuhl, farts his way through a song. Later on, the Knights find themselves at the Beverly Hills Neighborhood Association Halloween party where they urinate in the punch. And that's not the end there. They tear up a small plant garden, and then there's the Sasha Dubinsky incident. The one-armed violinist. Let's just say that was a pretty good gag, beginning and end. Later on in the night, they finally get their revenge on Officer Bimbo through a clogged up toilet and a whole bunch of garbage. Literally, Dudley the geek that they kidnapped becomes an honorary member of the Knights. The 4 pledges succeed in their initiation. Everything nicely comes together. Like I said, is this a classic? No. Is this a cult classic? I would say probably not, considering the fact that there's not a lot of people who talk about this film today. Hell, I checked it out. I don't even think that anyone even reacts to this film on YouTube. Why am I talking about this? Because about 25 years ago I came across it in the movie rental store, back when they actually still had movie rental stores, and I actually thought this film was pretty funny. I bought it on VHS, the VHS died, and I have it on Blu-ray now. Let's talk about other characters and the actors who played them. This was a very early role for the nanny's Fran Dresser, who played Sally, a girl who entertains New Bomb Turk eventually in the film. And well, there was a very funny event that led to them not, going all the way. Gary Graham, who played Jimmy Shine, he was one of the Knights, and well, he ended up getting drafted into the Vietnam War. Sandy Helberg played Officer Clark, who was the skinny, funny cop in the film, kind of goofy, and Gellert Sarton played Officer Bimbo. He's probably best known for playing the fat brother in the movie Ernest Goes to Jail, the overzealous security guard. He also starred in a Laurel and Hardy film, co-starring Bronson Pinchot. Joyce Heiser played Brenda Weintraub, one of the Iron Box twins. You might remember her from Just One of the Guys. Let's get into some production details. Tubby's Drive-In was filmed at an old A&W root beer location that had closed down prior to the filming. It was located in Los Angeles, California. Robert Wuhl, Tony Danza, and Stuart Pankin all played teenage characters despite the fact that they were all in their late 20s and early 30s when filming took place. Director Floyd Muttrux was originally going to direct Urban Cowboy. However, I guess that kind of fell through because he didn't end up directing it. He would have casted Michelle Pfeiffer as the role of Sissy, but I guess other things happened. The director who eventually took the directing part for the movie wouldn't cast anyone other than Deborah Winger. So I guess that's probably why Michelle Pfeiffer ended up getting stuck playing in friggin' Grease 2. And here it is. The Hollywood Knights is considered to be an inferior ripoff of American Graffiti, just like I said. And the film itself is just primarily known for the debut performances of certain cast members. Here's a little touch of trivia. There's a Columbus, Ohio band named the New Bomb Turks. They took the name from the film's protagonist. And there is a restaurant called the Melt Bar and Grill in Lakewood, Ohio, which has a sandwich named after the New Bomb Turk. It's called the New Bomb Turkey Club, in honor of the film's protagonist. The 1957 Chevy Bel Air 210, driven by Tony Danza and Michelle Pfeiffer, is a famous project car called Project X that began life as a magazine test mule, popular hot rodding in 1965, the same year that this film took place. The movie was released on May 30th, 1980 by Columbia Pictures, and the production company was Polygram Pictures. Its runtime was 91 minutes long, the budget was $4 million, and it brought in $10 million at the box office. Was this a dud? No. For the type of movie this was, I'm actually glad that it brought in $10 million. And for what this movie was, and the fact that it really isn't that popular, at least amongst a large group of people, I'm actually glad that this film has a legacy that it does. I mean, there's a sandwich named after the main protagonist, and there's a friggin' band named after the protagonist. Quality-wise, I would say that this is definitely at least a little bit better than average. I mean, this isn't a piss-poor film. Is it a classic? No, it's not. Is it a cult classic? If it's not, it definitely should be. Well, anyways, this is pretty much the end. This has been the Entertainment Execution Lab Podcast. Until next time.